Good evening, 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. A little late night tropical update for Friday night, October 29th, 2010. A little late with the tropical update today, but finally getting one in tonight. And boy, a lot of action. It almost feels like September out there, doesn't it? Not October 29th in the tropics as we're following two storms. We'll get to the first one that's the most threatening one at the moment, especially for the Windward Islands first off, and then maybe down the road some other parts of the Caribbean. But we have Tropical Storm Tomas. Max sustained winds up to 60 miles an hour as of the 8 p.m. advisor. We do have Hurricane Hunter aircraft in there. I'm confirming this. Pressure down to 999 millibars. This system's slowly getting its act together, and usually we don't see systems get their act together this close to Venezuela, this far south, but it lifted a little farther north this afternoon, and that's getting in a little better area away from South America. So very interesting system down here. Movement is west-northwest at 15 right now, so cruising right along. We do have tropical storm warnings. I'm going to put up the map of the the Windward Islands here as I go through the warnings. We have tropical storm warnings for Martinique. Everything in this shaded, every Windward Island shaded here is under a tropical storm warning right now. This will probably be upgraded to a hurricane warning as of 11 p.m. I suspect that at least to guard on the safe side, as this is a strengthening system. And then we have for one leeward island is under a tropical storm watch right now, and that's the island of Dominica. It looks like the center is going to get very close to Barbados, and then probably make a patch just like this near St. Vincent and St. Lucia. So the greatest winds will be on the north side of this system. So it's looking like Barbados, possibly St. Vincent, although it might move a little north of them, St. Lucia, Martinique. So this area right in here looks like they're going to bear the brunt of what tropical storm or possibly Hurricane Tomas has in store. A little farther north, not much effect. Dominica, they might try to put you under a hurricane watch coming up, especially if this system tries to tug a little farther north. But it looks like you will probably be out of that area, so probably a tropical storm warning up in here. On the rest of the Leeward Islands, U.S., British, Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, you guys look like you're going to be spared by Tomas. So good news for you guys, but this is going to cruise right through here over the weekend here. So if you look back at the timeline here, looking like by tomorrow afternoon, probably by tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. First, I'm hitting Barbados we go back here to the island of Barbados, definitely by later tonight into the early morning hours, and then towards the afternoon here for the rest of the Windward Island chain. So that's the timeline here. So definitely probably see some hurricane, again, watches out, or probably hurricane warnings out for this section right in here. So let's look back at the track. So what's really going to happen here is we're going to have west-northwest for through the weekend. Then we're probably going to see actually a little slowdown here towards the end of this weekend through Sunday as high pressure. We have a little trough up in here, way up in here, steering Cherie, which I'll show you that in a minute. Another area of high pressure here. So as this high pressure moves east and this trough lifts out as well, kind of going to get in a little slowdown area, and then high pressure is going to rebuild to its north. And then it's going to pick up speed again through the early part of the week and probably move more on a west track. They kind of show that little bend west. This might actually bend a little farther west like this, the eventual track in this section here, beginning of the week. And then we get another slowdown towards Tuesday, Wednesday time frame as that high pressure moves east. We get a trough of low pressure trying to develop in the southeast along the east coast. And then that's where all the models kind of diverge, and we're a little uncertain now. Will that trough pick this up? Move it possibly across Jamaica, eastern Cuba, pick it up here, move it across Haiti, and then the southeastern Bahamas? Or does the system move a little farther west and doesn't catch the trough? A lot of uncertainty. Boy, I mean, the models are all over the place right now with this system as far as intensity, as far as track. Although we do have a little bit of a consensus where this system would go here. It's funny, my initial, a couple days ago, my initial thinking was this kind of track right like this. And that's still, a lot of the models are still pointing that way. And, if I had to take a long-range guess right now, that's where I would go with this. So obviously Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba all have to watch this. I mean, let's hope we don't have a major hurricane rolling over Haiti. That's really what we don't need. What a way to end this season. That would be just tragic. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But it looks like there is a possibility this could become a major hurricane in this area, especially if this wind shear stays light. But right now, the models are kind of all over the place with that extended track. So a lot of uncertainty in this area, and there's some of the scenarios. You know, a weaker system would move farther west. I don't know if the system's going to be that weak at this point. So I'm thinking more of a turn somewhere in here, and then we'll have to see. So getting back to the satellite, getting to the satellite loop this evening, and you could see the really explosion of thunderstorms and convection around the center here. Didn't look like much maybe 5-6 hours ago, and then bang, here we go. Really starting to see that spiraling banding occurring, everything getting wrapped around in that center. So a little tug to the north with the center as they're kind of reforming under this convection here. So again, and here's Barbados right here, the island. So you see the center is going to move probably over it or just to the south. And then again, we had back over in here, we had St. Lucia and St. Vincent, and those are these islands right in here. So again, it looks like the track's going to move right across just like that. So definitely a strengthening system tonight. Again, wind shear is very low right now. We're in that 10 to 5 knots, warm waters. I mean, everything's looking great for this thing to continue to strengthen, and that's why we should see a hurricane possibly by later tonight, definitely by the morning. We should have a hurricane. So again, the Windward Islands here, definitely be on alert. This thing really spun up pretty quickly, so hopefully everybody's taking the precautions there that they need to be. And then we see this higher band of wind shear in the Caribbean. Looks like this upper high or this lower wind shear is going to try to move with the system. And if that happens, this system will continue to strengthen. Now, some of the models are showing more of that wind shear kind of laying back in here. So it's going to be really interesting to see where that shear ends up in the long term. Looking at the steering currents right now, again, high pressure here, trough of low pressure here. That's Sherry right in here, and that's what's going to kick Sherry out to sea. And then another area of high pressure. So high pressure, trough, high pressure. This high pressure is currently steering at west-northwest at a pretty swift rate, but this high pressure is moving east. This trough's lifting out. So kind of like I said, we might get a little bit of a slower speed towards later tomorrow into Sunday. And then this high pressure is going to build east, and that should make it move a little quicker come Monday, Tuesday, and maybe more on a westerly track. And then this high pressure moves east, and then another area of low pressure, and this one a little more potent than this last trough, tries to dig down into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what may eventually kick this out to sea. So that's the pattern we're looking like for the next 5 days here. Looking at some of the early run models, these are 18Zs. I don't have the 0Zs in right yet graphically, and you can see a lot of the early run models showing that cook just like this, and very possibility here for that. So again, we'll have to see how that goes. Again, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, you guys are looking good for this system. Tomas will not be affecting you guys. Again, intensity models, and you can see how they are all over the place. LGEM, usually a good model, but right now not showing much, and you can see it's way behind already. I mean, this system's up in this area already. So you can see some of these models are actually behind on the intensity. So we might see it come more into this range, but you can see the wide range of intensities right now, and really something that spins up this quickly. And as I told you a couple weeks ago, the models really start to have a hard time with these tropical systems as we move into the late season. So a lot to worry about the next few days, actually this week for the islands, and it's going to be an interesting forecast. Current GFDL, this is 18Z, and it's very interesting. It has a rather weak system, and you almost have to discount this model right now because, I mean, Tomas isn't going to be this week moving through the Windward Islands right now, and it actually bends it more southwest. It has a stronger high pressure, and a weaker system would move farther west, possibly. So, I really just can't really see this happening right now at this track, so I would discount that right now. HWRF, another I'll tell you, you're going to see these model runs all over the place. So HWRF, again, a weak system, and then tries to bring it back towards Puerto Rico eventually. Again, can't see that happening either. Very interesting run there. This makes a little more sense. 18Z GFS, you can see, again, moving that hook. Again, it has this area of low pressure here. We'll kind of spin this back into motion here. 1 second here. Let's give it a moment to reload itself here, and we'll see what we have going on. So here's Tomas right in this area here. And you can see west-northwest and more of a west as this high pressure area builds to its north right in here. And then we're going to see this upper low dig down into the Gulf of Mexico right in here, and it's going to tug this system. and then bring it right up as this trough hangs right off the East Coast and out to sea. And could you imagine if this thing hit Bermuda yet again? I mean, talk about a target this season. It would just be ironic as one of the last systems again tries to get near Bermuda in the end. But again, long way off there. But as you can see, this is a possibility. So really, Jamaica, Eastern Cuba, Haiti, actually the whole island of Hispaniola, really going to have to watch this system carefully. And could it come farther west and miss this trough? Possibilities are out there. You just never know. But that looks like that would be my more favorite track right now. And then this was the Euro model, and this was the 12Z. So this was run way earlier in the day. But you can see west, and it puts on the brakes and then tries to come north. So, but then look at this high pressure trying to put the block. Does it escape? It looks like the Euro doesn't make it really escape too quickly. Actually tries to kind of leaves it hanging down there. So again, very interesting, and we'll have to see. Does it? The main thing will be, does it catch the trough or not in the end here? And how strong does it really get? Because intensity is really going to depend on path as well. So a lot of scenarios right now. Last but not least, Tropical Storm Shari, however you want to call her, passing eastern Bermuda tonight. Almost a hurricane. Latest reconnaissance out there has maximum sustained winds of 70 miles an hour, northeast at 16, so moving away from Bermuda. Haven't looked at any observations to see if Bermuda is actually getting some tropical storm winds or not. It's a pretty small system here compared to Tomas, so I doubt they're actually getting any kind of tropical. They might be getting some tropical storm force gusts. I'll have to check on that. But you can see, looking at the satellite view, a little small. Look at this, almost trying to form a little eye here. Very interesting little system. It's actually on the edge. I could actually point out the higher shear. There's a band of very high shear right here. It's now starting to close in on it. Watch. So it's starting to close in on Cherie right now. So it doesn't have much time left. Probably about another 12 hours or so. And then bang, there's 70 to 80 knots in here. And you can see the water's getting progressively cooler as well. So this is about its last little gasp effort. But it's trying to form an eye right at the end here. You can see really trying here. So interesting if it'll make it to a hurricane or not. I doubt it, and I bet they do keep it just under hurricane strength because, like I said, it really doesn't have much time left at all before that really high area of shear gets it. But very interesting little system, and the intensity was a little higher than I think anybody thought in the end with this system. But again, another glancing blow to Bermuda. Boy, they've been on the no impacts across the United States this season, but boy, this tiny little island of Bermuda seems to be attracting all the systems this season. Just a very interesting season. Well, that's it for the tropics tonight. I will try to have another update early in the morning tomorrow. If I don't get that one out, again, we'll try to have one tomorrow night for you guys. Have a good evening. And stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for all your latest weather information.